You don't have a training problem. You don't have a nutrition problem. You don't even have a discipline problem. You have a standard problem, a daily structure problem, even an alignment problem. Because if you've been on these on and off loops for a while now, months, even years, I know how it feels, bro. You feel like shit. But it's not because you lack the right information, the right training program, the right nutrition plan, I don't even know what you're looking for anymore, the right shiny object thing, shiny objects. It's not about that. It's about the daily standard you hold yourself to, high standards. And it's not only about the body anymore. It's not only about the external, what you see, the leanness, the abs, the big muscles. It's not about that. It's what's happening inside. Because right now, I'm sure you kind of feel like shit. You kind of feel lost. You don't know what's happening, why you're not disciplined. It's not about that. There's some misalignment in your life right now, and it affects everything. The mindset that you have, like your own self-trust, your own self-image, your relationship, your business, your career, it affects everything. Because your body, your standard, it's the foundation of everything. And if your foundation is weak, everything on top of it will be weak. But you can't change that. I changed that because I've been there. It's all about energy. Having a physique that you're not proud of, having low standard for yourself, it's about frequency. And so you're putting your frequency everywhere in your life. If it's low, everything will be low. And you can be skinny fat right now, you can be fat, you can even have a great body. If we compare yourself to normal society, I don't give a fuck about what they look like. Most people are NPCs. They have mediocre lives. They don't even respect themselves. So stop comparing yourself to those guys. If you have some muscle but you're fat, like you're 15, 20% body fat, that's disgusting. You don't have a great body. You don't have high standard for yourself. Bulking, you shouldn't even be that fat. Never compare yourself to normal people. Compare yourself to the guys you want to become like. Don't compare yourself to retards. It's like you're in a 100-meter race and you're racing against one-leg people. I hope you'll beat them, bro. If you can run, if you have all of your mobile capacity like available to you, you'll beat them. But is there a point comparing yourself to them? I'm not sure. You need to have the habits that I will share with you in this video. Having this daily structure year-round to build the body, to build the mindset, the standards, to get better in your business, your career, because it affects everything, as I said. If you know you're the guy who can follow through, you'll get more confidence. You'll get the respect of others. You'll get the more respect of yourself. You'll act more in accordance with your goals in every other areas of your life. That's just how it works, bro. That's how it works. You'll be high frequency all day. Because let me tell you something, if you're in business or if you want to start one, or even in your career, there is no such thing as business standards. It's all personal standards. Because guess who the fuck shows up in the business? People. If there's no personal standard, there's no business standard. Because at the end of the day, business standard are actions that a human has to take. This becomes personal standards, therefore. I've been in these on and off loops for years. Most of my life I was depressed. I was skinny fat. I didn't know what to do with my life. Even at some point I thought I was the man. I had a better body than most people and I was still feeling like shit. I didn't understand what was happening. I had no standard for myself. I was depressed, lost. I was crying coming back from work because I had no idea what I was doing. It wasn't until like a few months ago, maybe 6 months ago, I realized that for the past 2 years, I literally stayed the same guy. Same position internally. This really made me realize that what the fuck was I doing? I thought I needed to make some more money, I needed some more freedom, so I started to get interested into building some business. But nothing was happening. I couldn't follow through on my own words because I didn't realize that the thing that was lacking, the thing that was making me empty, without any purpose, without any drive. It was the low standards I had for myself. Nothing more, nothing less. My best growth phases in my life happened when I had a full daily structure, when I first started to get in shape, when I was the best student in my business school, when I was making the most amount of progress in my self-improvement journey, business journey. My days were structured from the time I wake up to when I go back to bed. That's really important. Discipline creates freedom. It creates value in your own life standards. You're going to bed as the man who's done everything you told yourself you were going to do that day. And recently I invested in a coach, fitness coach, mindset coach, standard coach when I looked like this. And I had a better body than most people. I need to expose myself to the guys who has what I want, who has the standard that I want. That's the law of exposure. The more you expose yourself to the guy who has what you want, the more progress you'll make. Because when you're aware, you can be unaware. When you know, you can't unknow what you know. So the first habit is to get up early, 5 a.m. Win your mornings, win your day. Because most people, they just wake up, go to their jobs or work instantly or go to the gym instantly, but that's so wrong. You're still showing up as the same guy who's been failing over and over again. Even if you did like some great thing that day, you had good habits. It was a perfect day in your own view of life. But you still showed up as the guy who's been failing. You can't expect change if you keep operating through the same lenses, through the same mind, through the same paradigm. So what I do in the morning is I just wake up, cold shower, I hydrate myself with some electrolytes. Sometimes I make a coffee instantly or I don't, depend on the day. But then I embrace silence. Most people are too rushed in the mornings. They news, social media, instantly phone. Never do that. I take my pen and paper, and that's the thing that will literally change your life if you implement this morning routine. And all of the habits I talk about is what I make my clients do in Forge the Man or in the chamber, the one-on-one proximity, because that's really what will make you forge you into this man, into being the guy that does everything you told yourself you do. Becoming the man your ambition demands, undeniable, ripped mentally and physically. So most people fail because they have no idea why they want to get in shape. Because, bro, if training and having the right diet would make people in shape, then everybody would be in shape. But when you look around, everybody look like shit. They look like shit. They look like they have low standards. And so you can't compare to these people. Something's missing. You have no idea why you want to get in shape. If the desire is not there, you won't change. You won't. You need a North Star goal clarity. Why do you want to become that guy who has high standard, the body and the mind? Envision yourself as that guy. What does he look like? What's his life like? What's his relationship like? Where does he live? Where does he end up? Does he have a business? How much? How much clients? You need to be clear on what you want or you'll never get it. The guy who has 1,000 goals will make more progress than the guy who only has 5 goals, 5 vague goals. Because the more details you put into your goals, the more you know what you want. And the more you know what you want, the more likely you're to achieve them. So that's what you need to know. And every day, every morning, pen and paper, 20-minute process, you just do the AM identity forging. And that's basically the law of assumption. So you write in the present tense what's already true at your end state, the end state that you want to embody, your North Star goal clarity. So who you are, what do you have, what do your body look like, your routine, your structure, your relationships, your business, your autonomy, your control, everything. I need to know everything, and you write it down every single morning. That's how you calibrate into the day as the version of you who already has what you want and feel it internally. Because feeling your end state is how you'll get it. It's not you get it and then you feel it. It's you feel it and then you get it. That's why we do that every single morning. And so the thing is, you need to have a full daily structure, a full blueprint to follow every single day. If you have to guess every single day what to do, what are the habits you'll never do them. It will just be a mess. And obviously, if you have to guess every single day, you won't do the thing that you need to do. That's obvious. So when to do the habits, what time you wake up, when to do this AM identity forging, when do you train, when do you do your cardio, in what phases of the shredded physique roadmap you're in, because it will impact your macros. What are your calories that day? What are the macros every single week? Because you need to have a tailored nutrition. You can't just go online, see YouTube video and just try a diet. It needs to be done specifically for you, for your current structure, for your current lifestyle, for your current business. Because if you need some cognitive performance, your diet won't look the same as a guy who is in construction and only cares about building the body. Nutrition timing, macros and micros timing. You can't just guess thing. It's about precision, performance nutrition, which is something I do for myself and also for my clients inside Forge the Man. Everything's tailored for them. You need to fuel for aesthetics, which is one thing, but also for performance. I care deeply about my cognitive performance as I'm an entrepreneur, I'm doing this. I have to work really hard in the morning and being sharp. But I also need this performance inside the gym when I'm doing the cardio. Stable energy throughout the fucking day, the whole day. No crashes, no bodybuilder's diet, no keto, no carnivore. I don't want to feel flat or have fucking insulin spike throughout the day. Precision, performance, nutrition. That's what you need every single day. And so you can do intermittent fasting. You can have 2 to 3 big meals throughout the day. You can even have 4 to 5 meals, which is something I'm not a big fan of. It really depends on your situation. That's why I need to know who you are, what's your job, where do you want to end up, what's your primary goal, etc. But remember, lean is low. So it needs to be precise. You need to track every single thing. You can't even expect to have some results if you refuse to track your calories. First of all, that's fucking gay. That's thinking like a fucking transgender who think life is just, I don't know, rainbows and fucking gay people. I don't even know what I'm saying. But you need to track your fucking calories. Then we need some daily movement. It can be the gym, so 4 to 5 times a week, or cardio, 2 to 6 times a week, depending in which phase of the shredded physique your roadmap you're in. So it can be running, it can be bike at the gym, it can be stairmasters. It really depends on what you prefer, really, as long as you do it. Daily steps as well. 10K steps minimum daily. It's about standard. It's about moving your body because you're not feeling lethargic. You're not feeling tired because you're moving too much. It's because you're not moving enough. And so the best thing for you would be at least two high movement during the day. It can be going to the gym in the morning after the AM process and doing a cardio session like after your meal at noon to raise this energy again, to raise this frequency and go back into your work sharp. Because if you don't move, if you don't do anything, then just the digestion will take over and you'll just feel tired and have this type of crashes, having to rely on caffeine again too much and not sleeping enough. You need to sleep at least 7 to 8 hours every single night. Next habits that keeps my mind lean and raise my frequency, raise my energy and keeps me to this standard because I'm listening to some higher self, a higher people. Audiobooks. I'm reading book on mindset, specific knowledge. That's what makes me relax, listen to people who's I'm trying to become like, and this allows me to stay on the process, to stay on this non-negotiable daily blueprint that I'm on, to become the man my ambition demands. Just realized the video got cut, so let's get back straight into it, but inside this time because I was feeling like I was getting burnt. Read books like Reality Transurfing, Psycho-Cybernetics, How to Think and Grow Rich. Some books from Dr. Joe Dispenza, this type of thing that will make you think, get a new paradigm and really like get the best mindset on earth because most people don't think like that. They don't think from the end state. They don't think from their vision. They think everything that dictates their lives is from the past, but it should be from the future. You need to invert the way you think. Because if you keep thinking from the past, of course you'll fail again and again and again. Because if you didn't succeed, you'll just repeat it. But if you see the future as the thing that dictates the present, you'll make it. You need to envision yourself as that guy already. That really is the secret, but it's for another video, or that's also a thing I talk about with the guys inside the program inside Forge the Man. And it's really about this daily standard, guys. And after that, what I will do usually is go on a walk, relax, tan in the sun, and eat my last meal, which is the biggest meal for me because I just enjoy eating the most during the evening time since I'm doing intermittent fasting in the morning, etc. This is easier for me because I don't really work after that, and so I don't mind eating a lot and having to do a lot of digestion. And of course, I still eat at least 2 hours before going to bed, so I don't go to bed with a full belly and have some shit sleep. And so the precision performance split is all about high carbs, high protein, low to medium fat, depending on which on the shredded physique roadmap you're in. And do not worry about high carbs. This won't cause you crashes if you know how to time all of your meals specifically to your around your work, your training, etc. If I have your daily structure, it would be easy for me to turn you into beasts in the gym, in your life, and cognitively. Because if you go carnivore, if you go keto, if you're always looking for the shiny object syndrome for a cheat code, yeah, you kind of feel cognitively sharp when you're on carnivore, but you'll feel flat as fuck. You won't make any progress in the gym, and that sucks. It's 360. It's forging the man everywhere. Because if you're all in everywhere, that's when you'll make the most amount of progress. All in or all out. You can be 80% in on your business or in your physique, off-assing everything. Like 80% is still a lot. But you'll only get 20% out. If you want to get 100% out, you need to be 100% in terms of input. Because you can have 10 great habits and only one or two bad habits can outweigh these good habits and ruin your progress and make you feel like shit because you feel like you're working hard, you're working a lot, but get nothing out. That's how you'll get lean. That's how you'll get lean for life. High standards. And then in the evening, one of the most important thing, which I call mindset recalibration. Because in the morning, we calibrate the mindset. We calibrate the internal identity to act as that guy throughout the day. But we need to reflect in the evening. If there's no reflection, there's no improvement. Did you act like that guy? What were your wins? Your loss? What were the things that raised your energy? How can you repeat them tomorrow? What were the energy vampires? What were the things that dropped your energy? And how to not repeat them again? Maybe these were people, maybe these were specific habits, like scrolling instead of working. Put an action plan on how to do less of these things so you have less energy crashes. You stay high frequency throughout the day. You need to ask yourself, the main question is, am I holding myself to the standard of the version of me I'm becoming? The version you wrote yourself that morning. It's all about that. It's a 360 plan, 360 standards. It's not only about training in the gym with the 360 training system, so some sort of compound movement, calisthenic movement, gym movement, to be not only aesthetic, more aesthetic than most bodybuilder, more endurance than most bodybuilder, but also way stronger and in control of your body than everybody you'll see outside. Become the best everywhere. It's easier to be great than to be good, because to be good, you'll just half-ass everything and you'll give up before getting to that good state. Being great ensures you to go all in something. So you need to ask yourself, bro, will you stay the same, be on these on and off loops and hide behind the excuse of, oh, I don't have time, I don't know if this is for me, or maybe I'll invest in myself next year because I don't have that much money right now? Do you realize that if you change yourself, if you forge the man, your ambition the man, you'll make more money? Do you realize that when you say that I don't have enough money? Oh, it's a business phase for me right now. I don't really have the time to invest in myself or to do all of these daily standards. As I said in this video, business standards are personal standards. There is no such thing as just business standards. Because if you raise your frequency, if you become the man, if you become jacked, lean, you respect yourself, your confidence goes through the roof, of course your business will improve. It's all about who you are and what you do every single day. all in or all out. And don't think you'll change anything in the future, because there is only now. There's no future, there's no past. So will you stay the same or finally change? Finally exposing yourself to the guys and the knowledge you know you need to become that version of you, to become the guy your ambition demands. This daily structure will help you become that guy. If you want it written down, everything for you so you can just follow it, then just check the description or check the pinned comment. I don't know where it will be, but you can just access it for free. You're welcome. And if you're interested in Forge the Man to become undeniable everywhere, fitness, mindset, standards, becoming the man 360, then you can just apply directly in the description and I'll talk to you soon. Let's keep learning. Let's keep winning. Let's fucking go.